Happy Saturday, Felisa Sabado. Come on, Tavia. How's it going? Peace and blessings. Welcome to Team Angie. I'm team member Aaron Glenn, private personal consultant, also advocate for mental health awareness as well. And I like to put positive vibes out into the universe. I'm big on energy, and the way that I spend my time and energy is enjoying peace in His presence. This is a daily book of affirmation written by Sarah Young, Jesus Calling, enjoying peace in His presence. And this is the inspirational word for today of October the 25th, 2025. Lie down in green pastures of peace. Learn to unwind whenever possible, resting in the presence of your shepherd. This electronic age keeps my children wired, much of the time too tense to find me in the midst of their moments. I build into you, your very being, the need for rest. How twisted the world has become when people feel guilty about meeting this basic need. How much time and energy they waste by being always on the go, rather than taking time to seek my direction for their lives. I have called you to walk with me down paths of peace. I want you to blaze a trail for others who desire to live in my peaceful presence. I have chosen you less for your strength than for your weaknesses, which amplify your need for me. Depend on me more and more, and I will shower peace on all your paths. And that is the word for today of October the 25th, 2025. And that word comes from the book of Psalms, chapter 23, verse 1 through 3. Also, the book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 2 through 3. And last but never the least, the book of Luke, chapter 1, verse 79. We'll get back into this segment in just a minute. This is the word for today. Actually, this is for yesterday. We're going to do today's after this video. It's a pretty powerful word for today. Enjoying peace in His presence. Exactly what I do every day in my pursuit of happiness. Because it's a pursuit, it's a practice, and it's an obtainable goal.
By somebody who made them sit there for an hour while they read this thought piece on remorse and greed and going with the crowd.
I told myself everyone was doing it, and at the time that made sense.
I mean, I'm gonna go. I think probably was it 41 months?
Is that your guess?
You know what I need? I need a copy of the guidelines so that I know what the ranges are. That's what I need. I need it. It's not really necessarily a cheat sheet.
Yeah.
But what the guideline ranges, like if I had, and I have that form.
Well, that would be the answer to the question.
I still have to guess like what were the enhancements? Like
I want to hear it from the gut of Matt Cox, the soul.
God, it just seems so ridiculous to give somebody 4 years, but I feel like we're talking about like 36. There's nobody for her to cooperate against. I'd say maybe 36 months.
36 months. Is that your guess? Or you want to?
The other one it was 33. It was 33, and it was
again.
Less.
This is the COVID era. It's a decade later. I don't want.
She's attractive.
So good looking.
I'm gonna go 4 years. 4 seems ridiculously
4 years
long.
Is 48 months.
Yeah, 48 months. That's ridiculously long. It's too long for that amount of money. But okay, I'm gonna go 48 months.
48 months is your guess?
Yes.
It's interesting because the very first guess you had was 41 months,
right?
And that's what it was. 41 months.
Oh, I'm almost positive that's the low end of the guideline of one of the ranges is 41 months.
It's interesting that you pulled that. I looked down to see if you were looking at my page somehow, or if I had
No.
written it down, or if you watched the video that I did on that.
No. How long? So how is that? What's 20%?
What was 20% of 41?
8.
8. So you're good.
Yeah.
You hit
All
it.
right,
You got
so
it. You're in the range.
Nice.
You did good.
You ever have one of those moments when you think this could go really bad? I remember one time when I was in the bank, arrested on suspicion of bank fraud, and I found myself in front of a couple of the detectives answering questions. And it reminded me of how quickly life can change. That's why I like to stay sharp. And Kachava makes that easy. It's a whole body meal packed with good stuff that keeps me fueled and ready for anything. They just dropped a brand new flavor, and it's made with real freeze-dried strawberries. The first time I tried it, It honestly tasted like a supercharged strawberry milkshake, but without the junk. Just clues. That's for. That's what I need to do is memorize the range.
I think the show is better if you aren't
Cheating.
the show. All right, we're on a roll with influencers. Did you ever hear of a lifestyle influencer named Anthony Ferrer? He held himself out as the timepiece gentleman.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
We did a whole thing on him.
Yeah.
I don't know how much time he got.
Was he on your show?
No. But I knew somebody who had actually.
We had one of his super fans on the show.
Yes.
He had a lot of fans.
Yeah.
He was huge.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me tell you the story because maybe some of your viewers aren't into it. 35-year-old Anthony Ferrer was the timepiece gentleman, and he had a lucrative Beverly Hills business selling expensive watches. Some of the watches were his own inventory, but he was really making his money in sales, where I would send him my expensive Rolex, and he would sell it for me in exchange for a commission, and he would get top dollar for it because he is the timepiece gentleman. That's the setup.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the line, things went sideways in this arrangement. He was also, a very, very popular social media guy, and he had a reality show on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah, like a produced reality show.
Oh, okay.
On YouTube. And
I thought he was just putting out videos himself, but okay.
Well, no, I mean, it was self-produced. I mean,
okay.
I mean, it's YouTube. You're on YouTube.
This is a reality show? I never described it.
His show was like a Lamborghini pulling up outside the watch
blowing
store.
all of his money on
Right. Private planes and all that. And with the watches, complete jerk off. So things went sideways, and then Anthony began selling watches that were given to him on consignment and keeping all the money for himself.
Right.
And then what does he do? Then his people were like, "Hey, what's up with my watch?" And then he would stall for time, and then eventually he would need to pay out the guy whose watch he actually sold and kept the money from 6 months ago. And he sells someone else's watch and then takes their money. So it really came like a Ponzi scheme in many ways, where he's selling one person's watch to pay back the person for a while ago.
That's pretty much the definition of Ponzi scheme.
Kind of,
pretty much.
Yeah.
Although there's an actual watch involved. For a lot of Ponzi schemes, there's nothing involved.
Yeah. And it doesn't take long before a scheme like this just snowballs. And again, he's got expensive tastes himself, so he's got a lot of overhead. $3 million in watches from 20 different people he screwed over. That's the net loss,
right,
in this case. Again, he's got swagged out apartments, expensive cars. He was eating at restaurants. This was in the charging document. He ate at a restaurant with a $10,000 bill for a single dinner. Mm-hmm. Let's assume he had some friends with him.
Yeah, let's hope so.
How do you spend 10 grand?
I don't know. It's ridiculous.
Wine? It's got to be wine, right?
Yeah, it's got to be alcohol involved, right? Like I can't imagine even if the steaks were $200, $300 a piece. How many friends do you have?
I don't know. That wasn't in the charging document, but he had meals that cost $10,000.
So and I just remember this piece just because it's such an asinine thing for him to do. Do you remember he actually goes on YouTube because it gets out? People are leaving comments like it's out there that this is what's happening. He goes on YouTube and does a video about how he's going to pay everybody back. Like, he admits what he's done on YouTube.
Government Exhibit A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And starts talking about how he's going to pay everybody back. And, of course, he can't pay everybody back because now everybody stops sending him watches. Yeah. They all want their stuff back. Right. So it collapses very quickly. I do not remember how much time. I do remember he had been in prison before.
Oh, really? I was unaware of that.
So he had gotten out of prison, and one of his hustles was doing consignments or watch consignments. He kind of builds up this thing. And I want to say that somebody in prison had told him about it. That, history is a big to say this too. This is such a fucking non-criminal mindset for me to even pay your debt to society. Like, it bothers me that you go for a job interview and these people say, "Oh, you were arrested for fraud. We don't want you working there." Or you were arrested for you've been in jail 3 times.
You deserve the best. At Harbor Freight, you can afford it. We design our own tool.
The fuck is wrong with you?
Right. Every dog gets one bite, but once you become a frequent flyer, that's a problem.
No, right, exactly. I agree. But it does bother me that they make it so hard to get back into society. So I'm torn on that. So, but for him, and he's got nobody to cooperate against, and it is sophisticated means, and there are 20 victims, and he is the ringleader, and like there's all these factors. I'm thinking,
Eight.
and it was 3 million.
Yeah, and he's blowing the money on frivolous stuff too.
What's 9? What is 9 years? What is that? What's 8 years?
8 times 12.
Is that 8 for what's 96? 96 months? 96 months.
96 months is your guess?
I'm gonna go 96 months.
Yeah.
It would have,
Brings you up to category
Oh, I'm
2.
glad you said that. Okay, I'm going down. I'm going down.
Yeah, I want to say it was something that was like a DUI.
You want to Google that?
84. Like
You've been all over the place. You're like an EKG.
because it was because of DUI. I would think that I thought he had done fraud before and got out, and that to me, if I was a judge, I'd be like, okay, but a DUI, you're just a drunk. It almost help you. Me, it almost help you. I had an alcohol problem. You could probably use that as some kind of a
Gateway program.
extenuating fuck if you're about your fucking drug problem.
I didn't squirt the booze in your mouth.
So 84 months.
84 months.
Yes, 84 months.
Final answer.
84 months.
Final answer.
I say
Yes.
96.
84 months is your final answer. The correct answer is 70. Shut off that 90-month nonsense.
So, you're not
It's
helping.
5 years, 10 months.
Yeah.
70. Despite having been an FBI agent for 26 years and a private investigator for an additional 4 or 5 years, I have no experience and know nothing about the industry of being a bounty hunter. Do you
Okay.
know anything about that?
Yeah, we've had some bounty hunters on it, and we've had a few bounty hunters on here. Every state's different.
Yeah. And so did you, when you were on the run and all that, was there a bounty hunter looking for you at any point?
No, it's strictly government.
Yeah. Yeah.
Government.
Think you would have done better or worse?
He had a felony conviction, right? Like that's why he never had a gun. He always walked around with like a canister of mace or something.
Yeah. I got to say, off the air,
Yeah.
just like he is on the air.
Right.
It wasn't an act, or if it was an act, it was method acting, man, because he inhabited that role 24/7.
I always hated when he would arrest these guys, and on the way back, he'd give them like a pep talk, like "You can do better, brother. You can, you can rebuild your life."
That,
I just have him coming down off of some ice.
Bail bondsman. You ever?
They think he might run.
Yeah. So when I arrest somebody,
I've been on the run for 3 years.
Yeah, I get it. So when I arrest somebody and they bond out, again, I don't know what's happening under the hood there. And bad guy gets out of jail to await trial, and then if he takes off, the bail bondsman loses it all.
I think it depends on like the state, and the federal system also has different versions of it, but they don't typically put up the money at all. They just promise to put up the money. They have like an insurance different for the insurance policy. Mm-hmm. And a lot of them don't even charge us 10%. Like everybody thinks that. Like they'll negotiate. And some bail bondsmen will let you make payments. You don't have the 10% payments.
Right.
If they have a relationship. Like you always show up to.
Yeah, like I get a punch card, like a frequent flyer. So, but if they take off, then the bounty hunter or has a bounty hunter working for them.
One or the other, yes.
Okay. And the bounty hunter goes to try to catch them to get them back in the system. So then the bail bondsman company doesn't need to forfeit that bond that they posted.
Yes.
Sort of the gist.
Yeah. So that their insurance company doesn't have to pay the bond, because then the insurance company will jack up their rates.
Yeah. Okay.
And then they've got a percentage, like you get the 10% bond of the 100,000. You get 10 grand if you can find this guy.
Okay, Matt Cox. Let's go to Louisiana. Franny was arrested on some misdemeanor charge. I don't even know what she did. Doesn't matter. Local bail bondsman posted her bail, and Franny doesn't show up to court.
Right.
Okay. And so now the bail bondsman is going to be out some amount of money. However, this whole system works.
If they don't grab him.
Louisiana to catch this female misdemeanor. If he's successful, what does Wayne get? I was shocked by this number.
No, 20,000.
We could tell that there's a significant.
Her bond was much.
No.
I don't know.
$500.
I was just gonna say what?
Yeah.
500.
Yeah, 500.
Not
right,
much.
Right. But Wayne has an opportunity to make $5. His partner gas up their rented SUV. They go out and rent an SUV. They pack their guns and their tasers, and they start conducting an investigation. They quickly find out that she is probably hiding up in Missouri. These guys are in Louisiana.
I'm not going to Missouri for $500.
Oh, but Wayne is. Wayne is. So they start driving up to Missouri from Louisiana, and they have an address in Missouri that they think she might be hiding out at. Wayne never places a courtesy call to local law enforcement saying that he's going to be working in their town. He's also not licensed in the state of Missouri. But Wayne's a cowboy. Wayne lives by his own rules, Matt. And so they get to the house that they think, so they go in.
It's all bad.
And they conduct a search of this private residence in Missouri. And they start mission accomplished. They put the cuffs on her, toss her into the SUV.
As long as they don't get pulled over before they get out of Missouri.
Time to drive back to Louisiana.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right, to make their 500 bones. They stop at a rest stop in Missouri and to let Franny use the bathroom. And Franny is begging the gas station attendant, call the cops, call the cops. These guys they're not allowed to be doing this. They can't come up here and do this to me. And they tase her there in the actual in there to get her to shut up and toss her back. Local police respond, but Wayne doesn't comply with them. I'm a bounty hunter, and somehow the cops like, I don't even want to deal with this, and lets him go. They leave.
God.
And so he's pushing forward. Like, it's and I guess there's some sort of reciprocity between Louisiana and Mississippi because he only had to check her into a jail there. And then I guess Louisiana and Mississippi sort of take care of each other as far as getting her to court.
Okay.
So he gets her to Mississippi. He collects his $500. But there were a lot of problems with the way this was handled from Jump Street. FBI ends up investigating Wayne and his partner, and they were charged with interstate kidnapping.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Wayne's partner pleads guilty. And Wayne goes to trial and loses.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
they finna get him.
I'm going to give you a hint, only because this was odd to me. They both got the same sentence, even though Wayne went to trial and the partner didn't, for whatever reason. My question, though, is what would that sentence be, Matt Cox, for this fact scenario about this bounty hunter kind of operating out of the confines of his license and maybe getting a little rough with.
I feel I have a law enforcement perspective on this, where I find that law enforcement, if you're a criminal, handled as a normal person. Does that make sense? Like if I arrest, and you arrest him, as opposed to arresting with you, and then guess what? You're innocent. Like you never should have been arrested. It was just a mistake on the. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I noticed that in. Everybody knows that when you're in prison, so you'll get arrested.
Yeah.
This happens all the time.
Yeah.
They rob them blind, and then these guys end up in prison, and they call law enforcement, and they're like, hey, man, I was robbed.
Yeah.
Like, my furniture was stolen, my this, my that. Like, I got robbed for $50,000, and I know who did it.
Yeah.
Law enforcement's like, yeah, you're some inmate.
I think it's
they don't
true.
give a legal victim. So because she was already kind of a jerk off, and she
Slap on the wrist.
I kind of feel like even though they went to trial, which typically adds a huge chunk to your sentence, at 3 years.
Really?
I'm saying 120.
The illegal search, crossing state lines,
Yeah,
tasing her.
It's not tasing is not. Granted, it's mean, but she's a jerk off, and honestly, it's not. They didn't beat her up or anything. She got tased.
The maximum sentence for interstate kidnapping is life in prison. You understand that?
I
right?
understand.
Right, statutorily, that's a statutory maximum.
I don't care about her. I mean, I'm sorry, she's an asshole. She
Wow.
I think 36 months, and they were licensed. Did they do something wrong? Yeah, but I'm licensed. I felt like.
In the state of Louisiana, they're licensed, not in Missouri.
But they felt like they were acting in furtherance of their license. Yeah. No, but I think 36, at most, I would give them. How bad am I off? I feel like I'm way off.
I'm not even saying you're off.
I feel like I'm way off. Maybe just the look on your face.
I got a poker face, man. I'm a good poker player. I told you this.
I know you won $100 last night.
Yeah, I got 100. Both guys were sentenced to 10 years in prison.
That's not. No.
It's happened.
The one guy pled guilty to 10 years?
Yeah. And the other guy went to trial and also got 10 years. I think the judge was like, you both were riding shotgun with each other. And some bad judgment along the way.
A lot.
I feel like they were licensed. It's like a cop that is arresting somebody and gets a little bit rough with them. Like, I feel like, and
then drives through 3 states and breaks into a house and then gets rough.
I'm not that worried about that.
All right.
I feel like that's that worried. I feel like I grew up on Smoking the Bandit. I mean, if you're in hot, I picture Franny as being some crackhead missing half her teeth. Yeah. But, do you remember that Smoking the Bandit?
I'm your age.
Did you ever see that? Did you ever see Smoking the Bandit? There's multiple movies.
I don't try to Watch more people
He's
bad shit.
pursuing the. Oh gosh, what was his name? What was the sheriff's
He
name?
just said the girl Franny a crackhead deserve to be treated any kind of way. He was.
Roscoe Pico.
Roscoe P. Coltrane.
P. Coltrane.
Mhm.
I'm in hot pursuit of a bandit. Oh, you know, he's the sheriff and he's in hot pursuit.
Burt Reynolds is
Yeah,
the bad guy.
he's
our hero, right?
Yeah. He's in hot pursuit of Burt Reynolds, who was driving like a 6.6 liter
A muscle car or some kind.
Firebird or something. And I've driven one of those before, by the way. It's this thing. It just burns. Do anything but go straight in this thing.
Were there sequels? Was there Smokey and the Bandit?
Oh,
too?
yeah.
How many were there? Cannibal Run. That had a cast of thousands. And Sammy Davis Jr. played a captain.
Those are great.
Yeah.
You couldn't watch one
Had
of
a
those
massive ensemble cast. Imagine a movie. It was like an Ocean's 11 type of thing, where like every single famous person was in that movie. Yeah.
Yeah. I was just, and they injected it with just.
By Libby Dunn on a blocking sled.
We always give up to 10% fan cash on your bet.
Not a Fast and Furious fan?
No.
Don't like that franchise?
No.
It is a very much a testosterone fueled.
Andrew Bustamante.
The Andrew Bustamante.
Yes.
And he was a CIA case officer
He.
or
Was he
analyst, or
case-
what was he?
He was in the.
Put some big numbers up for you.
No. Did horrible numbers. He speaks.
So he's not putting up the FBI numbers.
No, he didn't have FBI numbers. No, this is
Okay.
CIA.
Yeah.
First of all,
And I ain't gonna cap. I watch a few of their shows. They be having like, I don't know what. Well, I do, but I don't. Let's just say that they have some interesting cases. They go after some interesting people and they get the job done. Whether they do it, I'm gonna talk about FBI, and then NCIS. They pretty dope. Maybe criminal investigation. They dope. They be having some interesting cases.
the hair is insane. He's got this hair that he looks like a Euro, he looks like a South American we just Carrot Top.
Oh, really?
I mean, the hair is insane, and people in the comments are like, "Bro, your hair, what's up, man? Like, what's up?" But it's funny. He does great on all these other shows. He doesn't do great on this show, but he the problem with him is he speaks so vaguely. I mean, he's very well spoken, smart guy, great guy. I like Andrew, but he speaks specifics, and it gets frustrating even talking to him. Although it's interesting what you're saying, I'm not quite sure what you're saying.
I don't think their stuff ever gets unclassified. Like
that's the problem.
My stories that I would come here and tell you about of cases that I've worked.
This is all public information.
It does, because it comes out in court eventually.
Well,
so,
he came during training.
okay.
They end up getting married.
At the farm.
Yeah. They end up getting married, and then they actually start putting them on assignment. It went on for years. They finally had to get an attorney to go in and say, "Stop it."
Yeah.
He and his wife are talking about their childhood.
Yeah.
Where they you got every single him do. It's just ridiculous. Like he couldn't name the countries. He couldn't name he can't even give the countries fictitious country names. You have to name them after like
American wildlife.
American wildlife. So this country is like bear. This country, like it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Come
It
on.
makes it unreadable. After
Right, and so he's trying to tell me the story. He can't, combined with his style of talking and that,
right.
I couldn't tell you what happened.
Yeah. A childhood friend of mine, that I stayed friends with through college, she went with the CIA. I went with the FBI, and so I went to her wedding, and when I was a relatively new agent, 97, 98, and I was going to be seated at the table with the CIA people, and I had never met anyone who was with the CIA before, and so I thought this is going to be really interesting. They're going to be like jacked and maybe like debonair and like I was thinking James Bond.
No, they're all like fat and fucking missing teeth and
Kind of. They all reminded me of like June, the nerdy side.
well, I was gonna say Andrew says he's like, listen, like
smart, but but they weren't like dashing.
Andrew's like, listen, these guys like have mental problems. Like a lot of they'll hire people that are kind of almost delusional.
Yeah.
He's like they, they're short and fat or they're tall and they've got he's like
I got placed on a counterterrorism squad, and I was liaisoning a lot with CIA people who remain my friends to this very day, and they were just like us at the FBI. But I remember that wedding was like that. You ever see Animal House?
With the CIA.
You ever see Animal House? There's that scene in Animal House where they keep bringing the nerdy guys at the pledge party over to the blind guy and the other pledges that aren't going to get in, and the guy in the turban, and it was just sort of it was an odd group of fellows. And I want to tell you about a CIA guy, a 34-year-old guy. His name was Asif William Rahman, and he'd been a CIA. And his last assignment with the CIA was at the U.S. Embassy in Cambodia. You ever heard of this agency, the U.S. Geospatial Intelligence Agency? They're the U.S. government's eye in the skies. They're the ones taking pictures of stuff on the ground from satellites, and then getting that information to the CIA analysts to kind of make decisions.
Yeah.
Like, Ukraine is moving a bunch of tanks here. This is something maybe you'd want to know. Or Russia is amassing a lot of war machines on this border. We're watching this from the sky.
Yeah.
And getting that information to the CIA.
They're putting missiles in Cuba. They got the guy with the...
all that stuff, right?
I think that's a missile.
And so that doesn't happen on accident. It happens because assets into place to conduct a military strike in 2024.
Okay.
Things are heating up in the Middle East at this window of time, as you may remember.
Yeah.
Asif is monitoring the situation from these satellite pictures.
Yeah.
Looking at this stuff happening. Then Asif did something really, really dumb. A real career-limiting move. He smuggles these satellite photos home and is taking pictures of them with his iPhone. And then he hops on Telegram. You familiar with Telegram?
Yeah.
Telegram's a texting app. You and I could text each other on Telegram, but there's also lots of like chat groups and stuff like that on Telegram, some of which are kind of unsavory, some of which are just people with political interests. And so there was a Telegram group for people who harbored very anti-Israel views. They exist out there. And you may be surprised to learn. And he begins posting these photos up there in this Telegram group.
Is he anti-Israeli? Like, what's his purpose?
I think people who isn't thrilled with the way Israel has been handling their regional battles.
Okay.
The regional, the way they're doing stuff. I don't know a whole lot about Asif William Rahman's politics, but I'm going to assume that if he.
Hey, I gotta cut it short. I gotta get up out of here. But if you want to check out more, make sure you subscribe and hit your notification bell. I will be dropping a little bit soon. Then later. Peace and blessings. Happy Saturday. Make sure you subscribe.